Aisle 7, she's on the floor. The scream has that particular pitch that carries alls all the way to the pharmacy. And a woman with a cart has stopped to watch. So has the man at the deli counter. You can feel every single one of them deciding what kind of parent you are. So you do what any of us would do. You crouch down and you start talking.
Come on,
What's
honey,
wrong?
we need to go.
Do you want the crackers?
No.
Sweetheart, use your words. And it gets louder. Here's what researchers found when they recorded over 100 real tantrums, that talking is what's keeping it going. There's a name for it. Stay with me. I'm Dr. Sarah. We go past what your child does into what they actually feel. If you've been that parent in aisle 7, subscribe, because what you're looking at isn't bad behavior. It's a brain with no brakes. Here's the first thing to understand, and it takes the blame off both of you. The part of the brain that handles reasoning, impulse control, and calming yourself down is the prefrontal cortex. In a 2-year-old, it is barely under construction. It won't be finished until their 20s. Meanwhile, the emotional alarm system is running at full power, right now, today. So when the alarm goes off, over crackers, over the wrong colored cup, over nothing you can identify, there is almost nothing in there to switch it off. That's not a character flaw. That's the construction schedule, which means use your words is a request their brain cannot fill in that moment. The verbal reasoning part is effectively offline. You're speaking to a room with nobody in it. And now the part that changes what you do tonight. A team of researchers put microphones into toddlers' clothing and recorded more than 100 real tantrums, second by second. What they expected to find was 2 stages, anger first, then sadness. That's not what tantrums look like. The sadness runs underneath the whole time, and anger spikes on top of it in sharp peaks, which means there's no clean moment where anger ends and grief begins. They're happening together. And one of those researchers described something he called the anger trap. During the peak of the anger, adult attention feeds it. Talking feeds it. And questions, even kind, gentle, well-meaning questions, feed it most of all. His conclusion was the opposite of every instinct you have in that aisle. The fastest way through the anger is to do nothing, because once the anger burns off, what's left underneath is sadness. And a sad child does something an angry child cannot. They reach for you. So here's the method. I call this the calm anchor. 4 steps. And the first one is the hardest thing you will do all week. 1, stop talking. No questions, no explanations, no bargaining, no counting to 3. You are not withdrawing love. You're taking your voice out of the fire. Say 1 short sentence if you need one. I'm right here. Then nothing. 2, get low and stay. Down to their level, close enough to touch, facing slightly to the side rather than head on. You are not fixing anything. You are being the thing in the room that isn't moving. 3, if you have to move, move silently. Pick her up and walk out without a lecture. The parking lot is a perfectly good place to finish a tantrum, and leaving is not losing. 4, wait for the shift. And this is what almost nobody tells you. There's a moment when the screaming loses its edge and turns into crying. That's the sadness surfacing, and it is your signal. That's when you open your arms. Comfort offered during the anger gets rejected. The exact same comfort, 30 seconds later, gets accepted. Then, afterwards, much later, in the car, at home, you can talk. That's when the thinking brain comes back online, and words actually land. Now about the audience. Because the hardest part of aisle 7 usually isn't your child. Here's what I'd offer you. Those strangers are not scoring your parenting. Most of them are remembering their own aisle 7. And the ones who genuinely are judging are watching you for maybe 90 seconds while your child is learning what happens when they fall apart in front of you. And they'll carry that for years. Only one of those audiences matters. Your toddler cannot calm this storm by herself. She borrows your calm. So you don't have to be the parent who manages the child. You just have to be the thing she can hold on to. That's the whole method. That's the art of containment. One honest note. Everything here is about ordinary toddler tantrums. If they routinely run far longer than 25 minutes, happen many times a day, or your child is hurting herself during them, that's worth raising with your pediatrician. Not because something is wrong with your parenting, because there may be something else going on that's worth understanding. So next time, mouth closed, body low, arms ready. That's it. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Because there are 5 tiny phrases that build your toddler's brain, and most parents have never heard of 4 of them. Because you're not trying to stop the storm. You're teaching her that storms end and that someone stays. That's what she'll remember long after she's forgotten the crackers.